Hello, my Gemini collective. I am here to give you a message for September 2025. I hope you enjoy it. Um, Ahead of time, I would like to tell you that there are going to be times that I'm going to be doing pauses to the video. I have literally just had an asthma attack a little bit ago, and I'm still getting over the cough from it. So I will pause the video when that happens. So that being said, like always, I like to talk about astrology and how that's going to be affecting each sign. And that's what we're going to be pulling cards for September for. So starting off, we're going to talk about September 6th and 7th. Why 6th and 7th? First of all, the 6th, there is Uranus retrograde in the sign of Gemini in the first degree, which amplifies the energy because it makes it very direct of these energies of Uranus and Gemini. It's going to be effective till February 3rd. There might be a shift of the energy around November. The last time this happened was in 1941 through 1949. It marked an uprising of, I want to say, the energy of light, of life, of growth and expansion, um, due to the oppression of the energy of death and destruction. Um, some things that we've seen during that time was like Civil War energy. We also saw energies of the trials against the Nazis. We also saw World War energies ending. It's all about the energy of revolution. That's on the 6th. On the 7th, we have the new moon. The full moon in the sign of Pisces. And it's a full moon eclipse. Besides that, there is a trine energy in Jupiter in Cancer. That entire thing for me is speaking about a shift of emotions. Okay. So it's kind of like this whole time I've been seeing the world through my wounds, through the things I haven't addressed in my own life. And I see evil and the things that I need to, that I don't want to address that hurt me. And so now I see evil everywhere. And now it's like, oh, wait a minute. I've been checking everybody else because of something of myself. So now let me shift that. And now, and this can represent, I'm telling you worldview, but let's like return it to self, right? This can represent like a civil war within yourself, where you start realizing the wounds, the emotions, and the limiting belief systems that have sabotaged you up to now. Now, this can be twofold, where you close doors to opportunities going forward because of fear of failure, fear of all these words that people told you you were, etc., etc., or fear of people that are different, etc., etc. Um, and then Gemini, it can be opposite, where you you attack certain people, places, things, and energies based on belief systems that are outdated, things that came from your forefathers, things that came from your lineage, things that came from your uprising. And I'm seeing a big shift on that. In the beginning of the year, I explained that we entered the age of Aquarius, and the age of Aquarius received their crown. We're going to be going through 3 cycles of the change. First is the cycle of shift of emotions, where we shift from wanting to fight and be oppressive and make everyone the way that we say because we're right, and into, holy crap, what am I doing? You know, and shifting out of that. So I need you to keep that in mind, as this is an energy that will be affecting the collective, not only you. And how it's going to affect you, we'll tell you in a second. Page of Swords, starting off the whole thing. 2 of Swords. Oh, wow. 5 of Wands. Literally, that is saying you're learning how you've stagnated yourself because you've been in fight or flight mode this entire time. Fight or flight mode is really bad because what it does is that it takes all your blood that goes to your brain and to your stomach, and it moves it to your arms or legs. And it's so that you can either run or you can fight, but you don't have to think if you're escaping an enemy or you're fighting, and you don't need to go to the bathroom or digest food or whatever when you're fighting an enemy. And here it's emotional. So your emotions have a way of creating pictures in your mind, and the pictures your mind sees, it doesn't know it's your imagination. It believes is the truth. So this is talking about an overactive fight or flight in such a way that it has stagnated your life, and it made you defensive, like you're constantly fighting something and there's nothing there to fight. You're fighting ghosts, and it's negatively impacting you. Look, it's a death. It's the end of that. I love this. That's And confirming the death is the Ten of Swords, another death. So double death, okay? It's like an end of all this BS. Page of Cups. And Page of Cups Ace of Cups, not Page of Cups. First, I said Page of Cups, so there must be a surprise that is coming out of this. But Ace of Cups is talking about like feeling very emotional. So, and this can be something where you're starting to cry to yourself about how you've stopped yourself from being happy, blah blah blah. Or when something leaves you and it's like you've been asking for it to leave you since forever, and then you get all emotional and you start crying about it. That's what this feels like a release of emotions, a release of fear, a release of doubt, a release of self-sabotaging. I am seeing this energy right here. I'm going to show you. I feel like this is all part of it. In the bottom of the deck, we have you finally starting to balance out your emotions. Three of Cups, starting to celebrate the fact that you're balancing it. There's a time of you learning something new about yourself, about your surroundings, about a connection that you have. Two of Cups that you have been walking away from, and having the strength to walk away from it. So there is some kind of connection, some kind of love, some kind of agreement that you have that you've now decided to walk away from because you've emotionally grown. Sorry. This is all about emotional growth. So congratulations for that. The second thing that we're going to be doing is the 21st. There is a new moon in the sign of Virgo. It's actually the closing of a portal. On August 23rd, there was a a new moon in Virgo. Now, based on my astrology, not what the world is talking about, I explained how that day the sun was also in Virgo, and it was like a faux eclipse. And what it was saying was something that you saw manifest during that time is going to amplify during this time of the 21st, right? Because this is a real eclipse and a real solar eclipse this day. So it's like that was just a prelude to what is actually happening. Besides that, there's also an opposition in Saturn and Pisces, and the opposition is in that Saturn and Pisces that's already in retrograde. So it's kind of like getting this situation where, wait a second, I've been sabotaging myself this whole entire time because I have this outdated belief system, and now this has been holding me back, and now I'm over it, and now it's time for me to eclipse this out. So it's kind of like emotional growth is what I can tell you I'm seeing with this eclipse. And so I want to see how it's going to affect you, my Geminis. Ooh. You got a few, okay? So the first thing we have is number 3 that says wisdom in play. Our intuition knows more than we do. So it is a growth in your intuition. And I saw that with the High Priestess. It's the second one. Circle. Clarity begins in the eye of the storm. And what this is talking about is the fact that you're starting to get clarity because your eyes are opening. This is the second card that's talking about your eyes opening. Your intuition is opening, your eyes are opening, you're understanding something new in the midst of the chaos that might be around you, in the changes that are taking forth in your life, and the changes that are happening in the world. And then we have voice. You are here to be known, so speak and be seen. And this is talking about an activation in your throat chakra. So I am seeing not only your intuition is growing, but your voice is growing. Your ability to speak your truth, you're awakening to your reality. And then we have the melting of the mask and says, allow your spirit self to shine through this is going with a voice, to shine through the many roles you fulfill. And so what is happening is that it's like a melting of the binds that people put in your eyes that made you see the world a certain way. And this feels societal, not just this feels very much societal. It doesn't feel like family oriented. This feels like the world has told you that this is how things are. And now you're like, no, bitch, I see the truth. This is what that feels like. So, first thing off the bat is the Knight of Cups in reverse. And I love that because that is talking about no longer accepting narcissists, no longer accepting the lies of narcissists. You can see them for what they are, and you're going to call them out. Then we have the Three of Wands, opening opportunities for you to judgment. That is interesting because the triangulation is there. And that is the energy that I saw with Jupiter in Cancer, which is triangulating back. And that feels like your truth coming back to you, which allows you to judge things correctly. I feel like the world told you that, oh, these people are this way, that people are that way, blah, 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 whole mess of stuff. And you've believed it up to now. But your return of your power is coming back in such a way that you're like, no, I see you for what you are. Page of Swords in reverse. You're no longer naive. So that's awesome because the Page of Swords upright started the beginning of the month, and the Page of Swords in reverse is ending this month. Star card, helping you move into the age of Aquarius with another triangulation, that this has to do with your money. So first, the first thing that's doing a triangulation is your fire, your power, your passion. And then it's a triangulation with your money, which is your resources, the way you will invest things, the people you will collaborate with. That's all changing also. In the bottom of the deck, oh, what the hell? This is weird. I have some cards upside down, two cards upside down, actually. Oh no. What the hell? I'm actually going to take those four. There was only four cards in the wrong direction. I'm going to take these four because they're in the wrong direction. Temperance, it's talking about changing metal into lead into gold. The Five of Pentacles, you're changing your money. Actually, you had lack and now you're going to make more of it. Seven of Pentacles, knowing what you should invest in so that you can magician it. Your powers are waking up very strongly because we have the Magician and Temperance together. So the Alchemy Angel coming together with the Magician, because there has been lack in all your investments. I feel like because you've been lied to so much, and because you couldn't see things right, and because you couldn't judge things correctly, you used to invest in people, places, things, and energies that would actually take from you instead of giving to you. And that's what's ending. It's knowing the truth of who you should invest in, because you have been investing in people that have been taking from you instead of giving to you. Oh, this is interesting. People and situations, right? Like everything you've invested in right now, like has been takers. And now it's kind of like really seeing the truth behind everyone that you've been around and all the situations you've invested in, and being like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. I think you're starting to learn. So get ready, because I don't think anybody's going to like it when you return to them the same fire that they tried to do to you. Have a good one.